All right, so now let's talk palm muting. Palm muting is extremely valuable and important with rock guitar. It's one of the most important techniques that you can learn. And it's going to make your playing sound totally different and much more interesting just by adding in this relatively simple little technique, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the close-up. You can see my right hand now. And I'm going to show you what you're going to need to practice with palm muting and kind of the fundamentals, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm taking my right hand and I'm taking this part of my right hand, the back side, and I'm gently coming down on the strings. Now I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I'm not pushing down. I'm just gently touching the strings, and then I'm kind of going to close it up here. And again, my hand is still touching those strings, and I'm picking with the pick at the same time as my hand is on the strings, okay? So, and that's giving me this kind of chug sound, right? You hear that? Without the palm mute, it would just sound like that, right? And my left hand right now is not holding down any strings, so the guitar is totally open. You can see in this camera, I'm not holding down any strings, okay? So now what we're going to be doing is we are just going to be playing down a little bit, just so you can kind of get a feeling for that. Now there's one more really important thing that you're going to have to know about palm muting, and that is that you want to have your hand at the bridge. So this part here of the guitar is what's called the bridge part, okay, the bridge. If you're way up here closer to the neck, listen to this now. I'm doing it properly, but you can hear there's nothing coming out. Then the further back I go, that chug starts to come in. See that? Okay, so you're gonna have to kind of search for that sweet spot. You can't be too far back, because then you're not gonna be able to do anything. You can't be too far ahead, so you have to kind of search for that sweet spot in this area of the bridge, kind of where the bridge pickup is. Maybe you could align your hand with the back of the bridge pickup, about there. Don't drive yourself crazy about getting it perfect. Rather, try to kind of feel it out where it works for you, where it feels comfortable, and where you're getting that sound. Okay? Okay. So what you're going to want to do now is take your left hand and put down that power chord on the 6th string root note, 1st fret. Okay, I'm just holding this power chord. And now with my right hand, I'm just doing a gentle, okay? And then I'm going to release. And then I'm going to come back down. Then try to practice going from the palm mute to gently lifting off just a little bit, and then releasing the palm mute. Palm mute, release, palm mute. Okay? And that is going to be extremely valuable once you get it. So learning to palm mute and then release the palm mute kind of in the same little line, right? So you can hear it's mute, mute. I'm doing 2 mutes, and then I'm doing 2 times without the mute. Again, take this really slowly. Mute, mute, release. And to release, I'm just gently, ever so slightly, releasing my hand from the strings. Okay, I'm not going way up. I'm just releasing a little bit. Let me see if I can get it from this perspective here for you. So it's mute, mute, and then I'm just gently releasing just a little bit. Okay, so again, this is something that you're going to have to kind of feel out and be patient with yourself about mastering. But if you just stick to it, I guarantee it will start to feel more and more normal and less tricky for you, okay? So in the next exercise, what I want you to do is we're going from the 1st fret, and now we're only going to mute, 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 mute to the 3rd fret. Okay. Okay, and these are all muted. Back to the first fret, just so you can get a feeling for moving through those chords and muting at the same time. Okay, so okay. And now we're going to try to do a mute, mute, release. So mute, mute, release, release. Mute, mute, release, release 2 times, and then go into the 3rd fret. Mute, mute, release, release. Mute, mute, release, release. Again, from the 1st to the 3rd fret. So mute, mute, release, release. Mute, mute, release, release. Mute, mute, release, release. Mute, mute, release, release. Okay, so give yourself time with this. Practice it. Don't get frustrated because it can be tricky at the beginning. It might take you a couple of weeks. I actually needed a couple of weeks to really get a feeling for this. But once you do, it becomes more and more easy and it becomes literally effortless, okay? Just put in the time, come back to it every practice session, and I guarantee that within probably a couple of weeks, if you're very talented, it might be a couple of days, but for most people, it takes a couple of weeks to get a good feeling for this, okay? So don't get discouraged, stick to it, and I guarantee if you just keep coming back to it and do it in every practice session, you will definitely get this, okay? All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start learning chord progressions to tunes, and then we are going to be also in those progressions, we're going to be using a drum track so that it sounds very alive and fun to play. And you're going to be able to download all those drum tracks, or actually you probably did in that first folder in the welcome video, right? So you have all the drum tracks in there. Okay, so I will see you in the next lesson. Again, don't get discouraged, stick with this, and I guarantee you that it will work for you, okay? All right, see you in the next lesson. See you there. Bye-bye.